dealership in Johannesburg.
Asia Pacific Report on Sabahul Muslim.
So this week we focus on Kyrgyzstan, a small mountainous country in Central Asia, nestled between China, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan. It was once part of the Soviet Union. It's now an independent republic known for its stunning alpine landscapes and for sitting at the crossroads of major political and economic interests in the region. Now, what is of focus is Kyrgyzstan's mining sector, which has long been both an economic engine, but simultaneously a source of deep political and social tension. At the heart of this is the Kumto gold mine, one of the largest in Central Asia, located near vital water resources and fragile glaciers. Since production began back in 1997, it has generated billions in revenue, but also ignited controversy over corruption, environmental degradation, and foreign control. In 2021, the Kyrgyz government took over the mine from its Canadian operator, calling it an act of reclaiming national sovereignty. But critics see it as a reflection of deeper problems in how natural resources are managed. So the focus of our Asia Pacific report today is how can Kyrgyzstan and the region strike a balance between resource wealth, environmental protection, and public accountability. Our guest is Murat Karipov, Executive Director of the Birduino Kyrgyzstan, one of the country's leading human rights organizations. He also serves on Kyrgyzstan's Constitutional Council and represents global networks focused on resilience and human rights. We welcome to the program, Murat. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Radio Islam International.
Alaikum assalam. It's an honor for me to participate in your online program and radio, especially regarding the being as a member of the global network of NGOs on disaster risk reduction, also known as GNDR. We are proud to share some our experience regarding the how to effectively promote and protect the rights of the local communities, especially of the vulnerable groups, especially who live in mountainous areas, in isolated local communities and districts in mountainous areas. So our organization,
yeah. So Central Asia, right, is rich in gold, in copper, in rare earths, but also unfortunately in controversy. Why does mining remain such a politically charged issue in the region?
Very good question. Actually, because our country is very rich for our mining, especially for natural gold, that's why a lot of companies, foreign companies who work in the field of mining, actually they are motivated, they're interested to implement their activities in our country. But here also, as you mentioned at the beginning of your speech, that it's very important for us to promote, to increase the transparency and accountability of such mining companies, because in many cases, actually, people on the local level, they are not involved in this process. So it's very important for us to create such kind of conditions when all people, all citizens of our country, especially local communities, they have access for this mining, for this gold, for these natural resources of our country.
What impact has mining had on local communities economically, socially, and health-wise?
Talking about the economic impact and social impact for our citizens of our country, it's very important to highlight that actually for many years it was very big issues regarding the access to information about what amount of gold, because just imagine the situation, even by ourselves, we are the citizens of our country, we have been living here for centuries, for many years, and actually we didn't know about what was the amount of gold that was produced. And here the impact was very incredible. So even only with the help of civic activism, with the help of initiatives starting on the grassroots level, we promoted our rights of our people to get the access, especially because we have direct right to be informed about how much gold is produced, and that's very important. Also on the social level, actually, it was impact that great impact on the nature, because as you may be informed that producing of gold in this sector of mining, actually it directly affects the situation with the environmental issues, with the situation with environmental rights of the citizens. That's why our organization Birduino Kyrgyzstan, we actively protected the rights of vulnerable groups.
Now, after years of dispute, right, like the Kumto case, which I made mention of in my introduction, what can be done to make mining in Kyrgyzstan more transparent and more accountable?
Yeah, that's perfect question. First of all, we should localize the expertise, localize the knowledge and experience of international organizations, and especially like experience and the knowledge that is promoted and developed by the such kind of associations like Global Network of NGOs on disaster reduction. Also, we should promote the international agenda on how to increase the involvement and participation of the local communities in decision-making process. First of all, actually, firstly, it sounds a little bit complicated, but in fact, when we unite our efforts, when we cooperate with each other, especially on the grassroots level, when we try to use the best practices from other countries, even also with our partners, that's the most effective approach, the most effective mechanisms how to increase the transparency and accountability.
All right, Murat, shukran so much for your time and for chatting to us this morning on the Asia Pacific Report here on Radio Islam International. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah. Alaikum assalam. You also have a good day.
That was Murat Karipov, Executive Director of one of